What do you need to start a YouTube channel? Well, you need 5 things. You probably have 3 of them, so let's dive right in. Okay, so here's the deal. If I tell you these 5 things, then you need to agree to start a YouTube channel. Deal? Okay, let's do it. Okay, so the first thing you need is an idea. You need an idea for your channel. What's your channel going to be about? Now, often I recommend that you do a how-to channel. That's because all of my clients are coaches, speakers, authors, mentors, course creators. They are the expert and they're selling their expertise. And there's no better strategy than to make a how-to channel, because then people are finding you through your expertise. These are people that are looking for what you're selling. But there are so many different styles of channels, so many different styles of videos. You have to come up with an idea. What are you going to do? What YouTube channels have you seen that you love what they're doing? What channels do you not like? Okay, that'll help steer you in the right direction. Now, I know that your idea is unique. No one else has thought of this. I know you believe that, and there's nothing I can really say to convince you otherwise, but I challenge you to look on YouTube, and not that if somebody else has done the same idea, you can't do it. No, I absolutely think you should do it, but I'm hoping you can find another example of somebody who is doing what you're wanting to do so that you can study it and see what strategy they're following. You want to find examples of success that you can imitate, that you can replicate. Or maybe somebody's doing what you want to do, but they're doing it in another industry and you want to do it in yours. So imitate what they're doing, but tweak it for your industry. Not only do you have to come up with the idea for your channel, but you've got to be solid on it. You've got to love the idea so much that you'll know that 3 years from now, you're still going to love the idea. Now, you can change your mind, and I don't want that to prevent you from getting started, right? If there's this hesitation, oh, it's got to be perfect, I can't start, that's the opposite of my intention here. The idea really is important, but in the beginning, you've got time to iron it out. Just go ahead and get started while you're ironing it out. All right, what do you need next to start a channel? Well, this one's pretty basic. You need a name, okay? There's actually a spectrum. You can have the channel be named after yourself, so it's your name. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, you can have it named after a company or a brand. I highly recommend against that. I love the idea of having a channel named after you. People want to follow a person, not a company. They're really interested in people and personalities. They want to build a relationship with you. They don't want to build a relationship with a company. There is a middle ground, right? If you recognize, I don't want to be on that end of the spectrum, but this end of the spectrum isn't a fit either, well, in the middle, there's things like an idea or a movement or a cause or a message. You need to give your channel a name. The reason that I love your name, like my channel is Nate Woodbury, is I can make videos on outsourcing. I can make videos on entrepreneurship. If I want to put up a mountain biking video, I can do that because it's Nate Woodbury on the bike. Let me give you a more specific example. So I'm obviously a YouTube expert. I also love teaching entrepreneurship, and I love teaching about outsourcing. So if I named the channel after one of those topics, like outsourcing channel or outsourcing forever, whatever the name would be, what if I want to talk about one of the other topics? I'm kind of stuck in that niche. But on the Nate Woodbury channel, I can talk about all 3 of those things. All right, so these first 2 are pretty basic. Number 3 is really important, really, really important if you want to get results on YouTube. You've got to have a formula. Every platform has a formula, and YouTube's I know inside and out. That's why I teach it. I know how to get specific results. I know the steps to take to get predictable results. There's an idea that's pretty popular today by people like Gary Vaynerchuk and others that talk about repurposing content and putting content everywhere and on every platform. So if you're going to go through all the trouble to make a video for YouTube, you should put that video on Instagram and on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on Twitter and, everywhere, right? You need to repurpose it and make it an infographic and send it out as an article. Well, here's the problem. You're just spamming all these platforms with content. You're not following a formula. So if I teach you a very specific formula and you follow all the steps and you create the right type of video with the right title and the right strategy, the right length, you're following the YouTube formula. You can't just take a YouTube formula video and put it on Facebook and expect to get the same results or to expect to win on Facebook, because Facebook has a completely different formula. Or let's take LinkedIn. LinkedIn allows up to 10-minute episodes. So what if you took your YouTube video and uploaded it natively to LinkedIn? Should that work? Well, it's content, but you're not following the LinkedIn formula. LinkedIn has what's called a social selling index. They've got 5 different areas, and you've got to do different things and different types of activities to get high scores in all those areas. And it's not a video platform. They have video, but the bulk of the platform is still articles or photos. And there's endorsements, and there's comments and likes. So if you knew the formula to LinkedIn and you knew the end result, and that's the end result that you wanted, then you wouldn't take a YouTube video and just post it to LinkedIn and hope that you have great success on LinkedIn. No, you have to say, okay, these are the steps to get results on LinkedIn. Oh, and one of the ingredients is this. I could take that from YouTube, whether it's the whole episode, or whether it's a piece of it, or whether you edit it differently. I don't know. You have to learn the formula. Well, the good news is I know the formula for YouTube. That's what I teach on this channel. That's what I help my clients with, and all of my clients see predictable results. Make sure you learn the formula. Don't just film videos and put them on YouTube and hope that magic will happen. When you learn the formula, you can predict the outcome and you know what expectations to have. Okay, before I move on to 4 and 5, I noticed something. I don't think you've subscribed yet. So go ahead and click the red button down below. Hit that subscribe button so that you can continue to get valuable info like this when I launch new videos. All right, let's go to number 4. You've already got one of these, right? You just need the camera that's in your pocket or your purse. I love the iPhone, but whatever you've got, you know it's an amazing camera. So many people think that to be really successful on YouTube, you've got to go buy an expensive camera, like a DSLR like I use, or a RED camera that shoots in 8K. Man, imagine if I had an 8K camera, my channel would go nuts. Well, that's actually not the case. That's not what makes videos go nuts. The content, what you do or what you teach or what you share, the value that's in your videos, that's what's most important. So you can just film in selfie mode, and if you're sharing something amazing or teaching some amazing advice or showing something, that's going to be really valuable. That's going to be super helpful. So the moral of the story is you can start with the camera that you've got. I really recommend that you don't go and invest in another camera until you have a very specific reason why. What can't you do on your phone? Do it on your phone first, and if there's something that you need to do or that you really want to do that you can only do on a different camera, well then there's a good reason to go buy the other camera. Okay, so you're wondering what the last ingredient is to start a YouTube channel. Okay, it's tenacity. This is a character attribute. Do you have what it takes to start and keep going? Seriously, especially if you're going to do my strategy. It's a lot of work. I mean, I get huge results. We're talking 7 figures or 7 figures monthly that many of my channels do. But in the beginning, it is ghost town. I mean, we're talking, you're putting out so much content. Imagine putting out 5 episodes per week and a whole month goes by. Nothing exciting happens. Another month goes by. Well, this is boring. There's crickets. Month 3. Month 4. You're in this 4 months and you're hardly getting any views on your videos. That's a lot of content and that's a lot of work. I tell you what, every single one of my clients did that, but you know why they stuck with it? Because I told them the formula and I told them the first 4 months were going to be extremely boring. You're not going to expect any results, any exciting things, or nothing's going to happen in the first 4 months. After 4 months, that's when we expect to have YouTube start promoting our content more and more. That's when we expect to start making more and more sales. But I threw out 7 figures, right? That's not going to happen at the 4-month mark. That's not going to happen at the 6-month mark. The fastest it's ever happened, I would say, would be at the 11-month mark. And the strategy I teach, you're going to want to do this for a couple of years to really lay that solid foundation for your channel. So if you don't have tenacity, this might not be the strategy for you. Now that you know how to start a YouTube channel, I really want to help you make it successful. I created another episode and I teach how to get 10,000 subscribers on YouTube in a single day. I'll link it up in the corner and I'll link it right here as well, so go ahead and watch that video next.